doesn't matter how many times you do this. You don't have the words for it. You go from a week ago, the highest of highs, and a week later, you're just down. And you know, the only thing I can, to be honest with you, muster up to tell these guys, other than just the fact that I love them, was just how proud I am of them. And there was nothing left in the tank, and for that I'm very proud of them. And I think you could probably break this game down 100 different ways, but you know, I don't think there's any need to do that once you kind of get to the end. It's a great, entertaining college baseball game once again. Thought they did both relievers did a great job, and but the bottom line is I'm really proud of our boys and everything that they've been through, everything that they've everywhere they've gone from the journey that started in August. And I think the tough part is it just ends so abruptly, and I think that's the crummy part about it. And but I'm so proud of these guys, and I think the two guys that I got on my left here, I'm happy to have 27 other guys here, but I think that what these two guys represent are the heart and soul of our program.
Thank you for your words, Coach. Questions to the student athletes?
Dustin, I know you're disappointed, but can you, just with the game, with all the ups and downs that it had, just what was the game like, just from an emotional standpoint?
It was crazy. It was a roller coaster. I mean, they hit 3 or 4 bombs. We just kept chugging along. Had the lead for most of the game, and it was crazy. I mean, it's the best way to put it, back and forth.
Nate, it was a very, not just McNeese, both teams, it was a very seemingly uncharacteristically sloppy start to the game. A lot of errors, wild pitches, everything. I know you guys can't speak for Ohio State, but how were you guys able to finally adjust and clean the game up, at least from a defensive standpoint?
I would say just not overthinking it. In baseball, if something happens, it's on the next pitch. So dwelling on that, it wouldn't have done us any good. And so, I think that's something we've done all year long, is just flushing negatives or learning from them and making sure that they don't happen again. So I guess to answer your question, Matt, just flushing it and moving on to the next pitch.
Dustin, you as a senior, I saw you out there hugging everybody on the field after the game. Just what is this team, what is this season meant to you, just as a player in person?
It's a dream come true. I mean, I spent more time with 30-something guys since August, more time with them than my own family. And we've grown so close and had a crazy year. Nobody thought we'd be able to do this coming into the 5-seeded tournament. And just to be here is a privilege and an honor. And I mean, I got a bunch of brothers that I share a good relationship with throughout the whole season, and I wouldn't trade for one thing in the world. So,
but for you, Dustin, it's more than just this year, though. I mean, you can kind of tell it with the way you kind of embraced a couple of the guys there. It's more than just 1 year for you.
Yeah, I mean, we got a good senior class. I don't know how many, 8 or 9 seniors, and we just came in together. And we've had 4 good years together. We've made the conference tournament every year and kind of flipped the script for how this program has been in the past, and we've just taken it to the next level and making it to the regionals this year. It's a special bond that we have with each other.
Does it mean anything more doing it with so many guys that you've played baseball with growing up, guys that you competed with in high school, than kind of, obviously win that first conference championship and then make your first regional too?
Definitely. Just growing up with all the Bluff boys and just having that chemistry, and we're kind of built different, but I mean, it's a good bond between all of us, and just being from the Bluff and a bunch of guys from around the area, from Barb, Software, we all knew each other, so kind of had the same style of ball growing up, and I think the guys that we brought in were just the same way, and it just was a crazy connection that we all had, and everything that came together, and the chemistry just shot with us, so it's been a good deal.
Yesterday, Nate, you said, for lack of a better word, you said it sucked yesterday being so close. Is the feeling kind of still there, knowing that you guys played 2 1-run games? I mean, the competitive fight that you guys showed, being tied and then taking the lead a handful of times in this game, it kind of showed why you guys were here in the first place.
Yeah, I think it showed how tough we were, definitely. The reason yesterday I was kind of timid to say that it sucked so bad was because in baseball you got to flush it and move on, like I was saying earlier. And now that it's over, it sucks even more. And that's all. That's all I got.
One more question back here, and then
Nate, with you being a junior and this team basically setting the standard for teams to come for McNeese or Coach Hill in general, just what can you take from this year that you can carry over the next and teach the guys after you?
Just to keep going, no matter what happens. I think yesterday we alluded to the slow start we had, and how we felt like our backs have been against the wall all season long. So no matter, baseball it's a hard sport, and so no matter how bad things are going, just the ability to just keep pushing and keep doing what you need to do to get better every day, and just keep competing.
And I know it's right after the game, but I guess, do you think it'll take a while, or is it something that you've already kind of reflected on, despite the tough losses this week, just how great of a season you guys had?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many different things going through my head right now. It's hard to pinpoint, certain instances or whatever. But yeah, I think we'll look back and I know we'll look back and hold our head up high, because it really was a great season. No matter how you look at it, there were ups and downs, but we just kept going. And it says a lot about the guys we had on our team, and I'm just proud to have been a part of it. So,
gentlemen, thank you guys for coming in. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations to your team. Your heart and how you played here. We'll take a few more questions for the head coach.
Coach, just the relief pitching today, or I guess it's the pitching overall these last 2 games. There were some good spots, but a lot of rough spots. But I guess just how disappointing was it that the pitching just, it wasn't what you wanted it to be this weekend?
Postseason, man, you just never know what's going to happen. And I think that's one of the reasons we were able to get on the roll that we did. Is I thought we pitched it at a really high level, played defense at a really high level. Indiana State and Ohio State, when we made some mistakes, they capitalized on it. And that's just, it's such a, from a postseason standpoint, it's such a different game. It's completely different than a weekend series. You manage the game completely different. If you've got Will Dion available, if you've got other guys available, or even if you start Rhett yesterday and you've got Aiden available, there's so many different things that game today was dictated on how we played and how we managed the game yesterday. So it just kind of was what it kind of just the way the game fell out, and you've got to just take the game in stride in the way that it is and be able to adapt really quickly. So, if you're going to break it down, walked so many guys, did those kind of things, just kind of was what it was today. It was such an odd game in so many different ways. But if you're watching the game, and you don't have a dog in the fight, I'm sure it was really, really entertaining. I'm sure the advertisers got their money's worth today. I'm sure the social media and all the hits with some great plays and some cool stuff happening. Those things are really good. I think what kind of happened today was good for the game of college baseball. And I was really proud of our boys and the fight that they had. And you know what? Sometimes the other team just scores one more run than you. But it doesn't change how proud you are of what they did and how they went about their business.
You had a couple of seniors that have kind of given you 4 years, and they've played big moments, guys like Selman and Duhan. To know that you played a part in getting them a chance to get a regional and to be here, what does that mean to you as a coach?
Well, look, this is a player's game. This is a player's game, and you know we try to make this an environment where players have the opportunity to thrive if they really, really want to. And everybody says they want to do well, but not everybody's willing to do what it takes to put in the work, to be able to grind things out, to be able to take disappointment, to be able to do those things. The thing that I can tell you about this senior class is I think it was in 2016 or maybe it was 2015, but whatever this senior class was, we brought in 12 freshmen to that class, which is really unheard of from a mid-major standpoint. And our coaching staff did a great job of identifying the talent, recruiting them. Of those 12 players that came in a day of transfers and a day of I'm not getting mine and I'm going to leave. In a day of that, we had 10 out there with us today, 10 of those 12. And the only reason there wasn't 11 is because one of them got drafted last year. So 11 out of the 12 played baseball as long as they could, or still playing. And that to me, I'm as proud of that as I am anything, because that's not just something that I did or our coaches or anything like that. That was a collective effort of everybody being on the same mission. And I'm so proud of them and what they did, and how they just kind of made it harder on the next group. I think it's pretty awesome what they've done.
For today's game, have you ever been a part of a game like this, not just from the length standpoint, but also how the game started, the back and forth? Have you ever been a part of a game like this?
Oh yeah. So it was 2-1, and neither team had a hit yet after 2 innings. That's just, man, the game is so weird, man. The coolest part is right now, and my wife could tell you that after the season I go to this depression, and it usually doesn't end until the College World Series is over. And maybe I just start feeling better when I know that nobody else gets to play college baseball. And so my depression will end probably about at the same time. It just won't last as long. It's amazing what one more week of baseball will do for you. But I say all that I love watching college baseball. I love this sport. I love what it does. It's baseball is something I've been doing ever since I can remember, and it brings so much joy to get a chance to impact guys' lives and families' lives and be a part of a community and do so many things. And we get to play a game, and it means a lot to a lot of people, and they're very passionate people. And it is so, kind of getting to your question, yeah, I've seen it because I watch a lot of baseball. There's very few situations that I haven't seen at some point in that elephant brain that I've got going of all these things. But yeah, it's crazy, and probably the biggest thing that I can tell you is when it comes to those kind of things is you never know what's going to happen. You just never know what's going to happen. And if you can prepare your guys for that, then you got a fighting chance.
Couple more questions.
Coach, with this being a year of a lot of firsts for you, it's your first year winning tournament, first year in a regional, the coach, how big is this for you personally going forward in your coaching career?
man, you just want to be a part of that 64. You want to get a part of that 64. Then you want to be part of that 16. You want to be part of that 8. You want to play in Omaha. You want to do those things. Having to get a chance in two of the last, within a 2-year window, having ran through the regular season as conference champions, being on the outside looking in, seeing how that kind of worked out, but the experience that you have with those things, and then going through what we do with this team. I mean, they're totally different, but it just goes to show you that you never know how things are going to work out. Bottom line is find a way to get in the tournament, whichever tournament it is, and you got to have some things go your way, but you got to be prepared. And bottom line is, you're never guaranteed anything. The only thing that is guaranteed is you could get an opportunity. Now your opportunities may or may not be in the form of playing time or things working out or you getting a shot, but to really be, you have to really love what you do. You have to really, really love, if it's baseball, if it's school, whatever it is, you have to really love, and you have to be willing to go through all the stuff, the bad stuff, the negative, and then, I think a guy told me a long time ago, I was talking about going to a school, or wanting to go to a school, and the guy told me try to tell me every reason why you shouldn't do it, and if you still want to do it, then that means that's the right thing, so if you're able to, take all the negative, take all that kind of stuff, and you still have a passion for doing it, then it may be the right thing for you. So, I mean, I say all that this is really hard. It's hard to be a part of the 64. It's hard to be in our tournament in the Southland Conference. I mean, there's a lot of teams that would have made noise in this thing that come from our conference. We just had an opportunity to represent our conference, and but it's so for me personally, I'm blessed. I get a chance to do this. This is great, and I love being here, and I'm glad I got a chance to be with these boys.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, your team competing.